A few months ago, I did a fantastic all-day trip to the Sacramento Goodwill Outlet. This was in September, and I had high hopes of, after filming this video, of listing and selling many of the items I had purchased. However, things have interfered and I have not had the opportunity to, but I've sold a couple things. I've listed and sold a couple things. That said, I thought you'd like to see what I purchased and what I thought was sellable and what I ultimately ended up listing and selling. So here goes. Good morning. It's mid-September, and after all those weeks of complaining about heat and the summer heat, it finally broke last week. We had a couple fabulous days. Now it's pouring, which is just fine. There's that big mosquito fire going up in Placerville area, and I am praying that this rain is falling there and is going to stop that. So it's always a good thing. So I used to do a lot of reselling online, and I used to get a lot of my stuff from the Goodwill Outlets in Santa Rosa. Then the pandemic hit and couldn't go anywhere. Thrift stores are closed. The outlet there was closed. It's still closed. It says temporarily closed, but it's still closed. And I sold out most of my inventory during the pandemic and never really got back into it again. So I am starting to get back into it slowly, and today was my biggest haul to date. I went with my friend and her parents. We all used to love shopping at the outlet, so we decided to make a day of it and go to Sacramento and try out the two outlet malls there. Or not outlet malls, they're outlet stores. So we went to the one on Franklin and the one on, I think it's called Dale or Dado or something like that. At the end of this video, I'll talk about the difference between the two. But I did a big haul. I spent $34, but they sell everything by weight, and I got a lot of clothes and stuff. And so I'm going to go through that, and I'll just show you what I got, and in a few weeks, I guess I'll show you what I sold. Now, everything that I buy to sell that is clothing or anything fabric related, I wash them immediately. The only exceptions are fabric that hasn't been washed or things that are new with tags. So everything I show you is going right into the laundry basket immediately after my showing them to you. I got this cute little thing. Got this cute little thing. They're gonna love these. They have a big costume basket in their room. This is a little explorer vest. I got a couple of these for my grandsons. They loved it. They could put little things in there they found. This is a little bit bigger. I don't know. This one is a little more rugged, a little rougher than I thought, but I might be able to fix it. We'll see. This one, all going into the laundry immediately. Whatever survives the laundry, I'll take over to their house. Little skirt, it looks like little ponies around the bottom. Sort of little princess thing with a little pin on the front. This might be a Disney princess. I don't know. Everything that goes to the outlet center has been already put for sale in Goodwill and hasn't been purchased. A lot of it still has their Goodwill tags on them. This is a cute little mail outfit if they want to play pretend to deliver mail. There's this red velvet extravaganza here. Again, I think it's the Disney princess outfit. A gold scarf with shiny stuff, and a purse, and a little mermaid bag. Maybe they can use that for trick-or-treating. What was fun is I went with my friend and her parents, and they were all looking for costumes for me, so I think we did pretty well. They also had a book section, so I got these several enormous books for them. Whoops, can't show them all. They're so huge they're falling off my lap, but some of these I thought would be fun for them to look at. We're going to be there at Thanksgiving, and it gets a little overwhelming for small children, so something to look at. There's another one. I got 4 of them. I think the books were 50 cents each. The deal with Goodwill Outlets is that unlike the store, everything is very cheap. It's usually by the pound, and they have these big like bins, shallow bins filled with stuff. It's usually in 2 sections. clothing and soft goods, and the other section is like dishes, toys, anything that's not clothing. I have found some amazing deals in there, and so anyway, you go, you buy stuff, and you put them, the one in Santa Rosa, they used to have a weigh just for the cart, so you put the cart there. They knew how much the cart weighed. The weight of the cart was on the side of the cart, so they would subtract that from whatever the total weight was, and you'd pay the weight. This particular Goodwill, these two, they actually had like plastic boxes. You put them in the plastic boxes, they'd zero it out, and then whatever you put in there, you'd pay to weigh. So it's kind of a free-for-all. They bring in new bins all the time, and there's usually a lot of excitement when the bins come in, but it's a lot of fun. The two we went to had different weight prices, but generally it goes between $1.50 to $2 a pound. For myself, I just got a couple of things. There's this huge pillowcase. I love the fabric on it, so I'll probably cut it up and make cloth napkins or something out of it. It's a queen size or a king size pillow. Straight into the laundry basket. Long underwear top, which would be very useful this winter. And one more thing for myself, a lined basket, which I'm going to be using for my plant. In a recent Dollar Tree haul, I talked about how I just did not want to bake as much as I baked in the past. It caused me a great deal of stress last year, and I don't have an oven this year, so I'll be baking at a friend's house. So I'm trying to figure out how I can do something really cute for my neighbors who've done so much for me. So I'm going to do something along the lines of maybe making 2 loaves, or maybe making a couple things of cookies and putting 2 little coffee mugs and some napkins or some tea, or something kind of like a little breakfast thing. So I was looking at ways to package that up, and at some point I'll probably need to go to Dollar Tree and get some of their little, they have these little tubs or whatever, but I found some cute baskets at the Goodwill Center. So here's one of them, and they're different sizes, so, you know, for different needs. There's another red one. Here is a kind of a off-white one, and here's a cute little one with a handle. I also found this one little Santa thing. It's an Oreo one, so I might give someone a bunch of Oreos with that. Even though it's only mid-September, I've already made my list of who I'm going to be baking for. I have a shelf here. I'm in the room off the kitchen. It's kind of a utility room because everything here needs to go in the laundry, so I don't want to take in my living room. But I have a shelf with everything I'm planning to make for Christmas baking, and as I get stuff, I just add it to the shelf. And it was very useful to make this list a few weeks ago because I already know what I need and how much I need and who and how, so it's saving me a lot of time. I also, as I mentioned, wanted to do these little, maybe some cloth napkins, sew some up, but I found a pile of them. They look perfectly new at the Goodwill Outlet too, so I'll probably be using a lot of these. They're very nice, already hemmed, et cetera, again by weight, so it's maybe it was 75 cents worth. Now the good part, what I'm planning to sell. I was watching the Auction Professor. He's a YouTuber who has all these different shows on what he sells and what to look for, and he was talking at one point about these quilting stencils and how they sell pretty well. I have 3 of them. I found them there. Quilting was huge in the 80s and part of the 90s. I know because I used to quilt, and I guess it's really hard to find these stencils anymore. So I found 3 of them. Originally, judging from the prices on the price tags, they were about $5 each at the time. I don't know how much they'd go for now. I'm going to have to source it, but I mean, it's not that big a deal to send. You just put them between two pieces of cardboard and then an envelope, and you should be good. So I'm going to source that out, check the price, and maybe I can make a couple bucks off of these. At the first outlet store, there was a big bunch of Christmas stuff in a box. It must have come from somebody's house. So most of it looked like it had never been used. So they had these, a set of these really cute little placemats, fabric. So I'm going to put them together as a set. I think there's either 8 or 12. We'll see how they go. If they don't go well, then I'll just use them as part of my Christmas baskets to my friends that I'm putting in with the baking. I got some cloth tablecloths too. I love cloth tablecloths, these old school ones with the designs, and they're kind of heavy. This one is cute. It's like a kind of a, I guess a, Christmas ornament. I think it's upside down. Christmas trees, that sort of stuff. Now that I'm looking at it this morning, I see there's some stains on it. I think they're just, sometimes they just get stains on them. So I think this one is a square. No, it's a rectangle. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to treat the stains and see what I can do with them and then put them online. These are fun on like cookie tables. Again, upside down. These are fun on cookie tables or buffet tables or whatever. They look a little nicer than the plastic ones. There's a lot more stains on there than I saw at the store. That's okay. Figure it out. I got another one which is rectangular. I opened it up, but it has like horses on it, circus, merry-go-round horses, and other stuff like that. Yeah, mainly merry-go-round horses. Just a fun trim. Also has some stains. You just are in such a hurry, they're jamming things into your cart. I looked at it yesterday and it looked pretty good, but that's okay. I'll figure something out. And this one actually is not stained. This looks like it might have been hand embroidered. This is beautiful. It's really big, really long. Has all these little presents on it. It did have a couple of napkins that went with it, but I left the napkins behind because they too were stained. So I don't know if these tablecloths were the best buys in retrospect, but I'll give it a try. I got this fabulous thing at the outlet also. It's, I think, for scarves or chains or something. I do these craft fairs and I was going to keep it and hang stuff, that I make for craft fairs, but I thought if I could sell it, maybe I will. I've looked up different keywords for it, but I can't find the keywords. I've looked up like French maid and corset and stuff like that. Jewelry hanger. I don't come up with too much that would help me differentiate this online. So if you have any thoughts or ideas on what I could call this or what it's named, I know it's wall mounted. Let me know. This was pretty much the deal of the day. It's a Le Sport Sac. It's a really nice bag company. I think this is the deluxe everyday bag. I spent a fair amount of time last night looking it up and I couldn't find it. It has a nice big pocket in the back and a couple of zip pockets in the front. Inside, actually there's no pockets inside. All the pockets are outside. Just a black lining and a shoulder strap. Oh, it also has a side pocket. So, oh, you know what? I think that actually makes it bigger. You can make it a little wider. It might be a little overnighter bag. I'm not sure. I spent some time on the website last night looking up styles. If you have any idea what this is, let me know what style. Also, the pattern is really cute, but they have so many floral patterns, I couldn't find this exact one. They have ones that are similar. I bought a lot of clothes to sell. These are hunter boots. They're glittery. They're pink. If I don't give them to my granddaughters, I'm going to try selling them on all the like Poshmark, Mercari, and also Kidizen, which is a kid-centric website or platform where I've sold quite a few things. So it's a size 6. They're in pretty good shape. I'll probably clean them up a little bit on the bottom. I got 2 Spider-Man jackets. This is a Spidey Spider-Man. I had a little bit of trouble finding this. I have to really spend some time researching Spider-Man, Marvel, fleece lined. Let's see. And I got another one, slightly bigger. So I'll be listing the 2 Spider-Man ones pretty quick because either for Halloween or whatever. This is just a sweatshirt. It's cute. The spider, it has a Spider-Man head on the... So these are going to be washed and listed probably on Kidizen, Mercari, and Poshmark. Also, I got this cute little 49ers one-piece onesie for a baby, a footsie or a footy, whatever. Even the little footed part has little footballs on it. So 49ers are popular here in this area, and it's football season. So they go for about $25 in the NFL sports shop, but I'm not going to sell it for nearly that amount. NFL team apparel. So this I'm going to list pretty quickly too. It's football season, and we need to get cracking on that. This was kind of a find. It's actually a Ralph Lauren, believe it or not. Where did I see that? I think it's in the pocket. Anyway, so Ralph Lauren, I've looked online. They sell, here's a little crest. They have them listed for like $85 or something, but I don't see them being sold for $85. Listing price and selling price are completely different, but this is very nice. I believe they are full down. It's a girl's. This is, I think, a size 6. Pockets inside. It's very well made. Striped navy and orange, which means if you're out skiing or in the snow or someplace, you will be able to find your kid real quick. So that's nice. It's heavy. You can tell it's very well made. I think, oh, the whole drama is here in the pocket. Sometimes if you can't find the info you need in the collar, it's in the pocket. And yes, it is a size 6. I'll have to find out what's inside. I got this couple of men's t-shirts. This one, for the life of me, I have no idea what they're trying to say here. What is this? What type of car is this? There's knitting. There's a car. There's more knitting. There's something there. There's skulls. If you have any thoughts whatsoever, there's no, it's just a Gildan, you know, a standard tag. If you have any idea what this thing is trying to say, let me know. I bought it. I'm going to put it online, but I'd like to know what it is. This is a kid's, that was an adult t-shirt. This is a kid's Levi Strauss repeating logo sweatshirt. And, you know, we'll see what it goes for. I got just a plain Wrangler green. Looks like it's perfectly new. Wrangler t-shirt men's. I think it's a 2XL. Usually things that are big like this, 2XLs, go pretty well. And it's in great shape. And it's just, I like American made stuff. Wrangler's like a classic name there. And my friend found this little jacket for a child. It's something called Urban Republic. Absolutely new with tags. So I have to find out what style this is, and I'm not sure if it's leather or not leather, but boy, is that ever darling. So that's not going to go in the wash. It's very clean. And I have a couple more things here. This was a weird find. It's actually Karl Lagerfeld. Team Karl. Again, I've seen them online for a lot of money, but they haven't sold for that money. So I'm going to wash it. Karl Lagerfeld. It is legit. And finally, I got this really beautiful t-shirt. I think it's a size, what is it? Looks like a extra large at the very least. But it's beautiful. It's a company called DGA. It's called Hunter. Got this on the back. We'll see how much I can get for it. I'm thinking $12 to $14. They are, again, listed online for a lot more, but just because they're listed doesn't mean you get that. So that's where everything is right now. Look at this hair. I don't know what's happening. It's the backlighting. I'm in this other room, which is a beautiful room. I can never find the right place to sit in this whole house. Always something going on. I've got my freezer in here. I've got my cleaning supplies. I've got a chair. I do a lot of my photography and selling from this room, wrapping and stuff like that. So basically what I'm going to do now is take all the stuff that needs to be washed. I'm going to wash it. The Ralph Lauren vest is the only thing I'm a little concerned about, so I'm going to check the washing instructions on that, and the fabric content and the content, whatever's in the puppiness. I read someplace it was actual down, but I need to check that. And the little child's jacket that had the newer tags in it. Everything else goes to the wash. If stuff needs to be treated, I'll treat it. If it can't be treated, I might keep one of the Christmas tablecloths, but if they can't sell or they can't be treated, then I'm just going to move them along to another thrift store. I just don't have the room to store stuff for that long a period of time. So if it doesn't go this Christmas, I'm probably just going to move it along. Some of these items, everything's going to go, if at all applicable, onto Poshmark and Mercari. The kids stuff is going to go Poshmark, Mercari, and Kitizen. And I'm not sure, there might be one or two things here that might go on to Depop, which is like sort of the stuff from the 90s. It's younger consumers. I've sold some stuff on there, and there was one or two things here that I thought might be good on that. So I'm just going to have to test the waters and see. And definitely Facebook Marketplace. Because we're remote, it's harder to find things. So if I have something kind of special, person wants it, they don't want to pay postage on it, or they'd have to go far to get it, then I could probably sell it, and I'll take a couple bucks off of it just to save me the trouble of sending it and them the trouble of paying for postage. Anything that is not cloth, can't be washed, I wipe down with Mr. Clean. I don't know what houses people were in. I don't know what this stuff has gone through since it, left somebody's house, went to the store, went to the trucks, so I also don't take it any place where it's carpeted. Everything is in the back here. There's a linoleum floor, vinyl floor, so I'm just going to mop up when I'm done. So let me tell you about the two Goodwill outlets. So the Goodwill outlet in Santa Rosa, just a big room, these big bins, and you'd get a cart, you could park your cart in the corner and along one of the walls, cover it with something, and just run back and forth and put your stuff in it. I forget what the price per pound was there, but it was, comparable. And then you would bring stuff in a grocery cart that they had, these grocery carts with the weight on the side. They would weigh them minus the weight of the cart, and then you'd pay per pound. So the first place we went to in Sacramento was on Franklin Avenue, and that was a little closer to us from where we were coming from. And it was in a rougher part of town, meaning it was the only retail outlet. The rest of the place looked like they were sort of small factories and auto parts stores and chain link fences, and it was very industrial there. So we actually liked that one better. It was not as neat. It was more crowded. It was a little more chaotic. It was cheaper, $1.59 a pound, but you could also park your carts there, which was fine. You could park your carts there, so if they bring in, what they do is when they bring in a new bin, everyone stands aside, and as soon as the Goodwill worker says, okay, you can run in there and start getting first pick. But that's easy to do when you have your cart set aside. So that was the first one, $1.59 a pound. I think books for 50 cents each, and there were a couple other things that didn't fall under that $1.59. I forget what they were, but they weren't incredibly relevant to what I was looking for. The second Goodwill outlet we went to in Sacramento was on Date Avenue. About 30 minutes from where we were. It was in a more suburban office park type setting. It was cleaner, it was bigger, but we didn't care for it as much. There was no place you couldn't park your cart anywhere. So you had to drag your cart everywhere, which was just not convenient. And when they brought out a new bin, unless someone was watching your cart, you couldn't really participate because it was too crowded because everyone was around it. Plus, I just didn't like dragging my cart. It was also more expensive, $2 a pound. So I think we're probably going to go again, but we're probably just going to go to the first one and stay there all day, maybe take a break for lunch and come back. But it was good that we tried them, and I'm not saying anything is wrong with the second one. It's just the first one on Franklin was our preference. So for now, that's it. As you know, if you watch my channel, there have been a lot of challenges with the weather and a lot of challenges that did not appear in the YouTube videos, but that's quite all right. I ended up selling 3 things so far. Number one, the Ralph Lauren vest, which was the striped orange and dark blue one. I sold on Kitizen. I netted $15 for that. The Hunter t-shirt, I sold on Mercari, netted $7.50 for that. The 49ers little onesie listed on Mercari, netted $7.50 for that. So I spent about 35 and netted 29 in sales so far, and I haven't listed everything. Some items I decided to keep. Well, the costumes, of course, my grandkids went crazy over them, loved them. I decided to keep that little French-made wire thing. I'm going to hang it on my wall and hang purses off of that. I kept the purse, the sport sack purse. I kept one of the Christmas tablecloths, and the other two I'm going to be selling either as tablecloths or as project tablecloths. People use them sometimes to make Christmas tree skirts, or you can use it on a table too. You just cover things up with dishes, but I'm going to list them as that. There are a couple more pieces of clothing that need to go up, and hopefully I'll be doing that soon. The room I sell in is now filled with things from the closet in the other room because I'm trying to get that fixed for the mice. So once that's cleared out, I will be back in business with the selling. So that was my day at the Sacramento Outlets, and interested in what you think. Thank you so much for watching.